I'm curious to see, and this isn't really the week to be talking about this kind of thing, but like I'm curious to see. I think Naruto ended a long time ago,
That's
right?
valid. Yeah. Almost 10 years now.
Naruto, yeah, Naruto ended a long time ago. The Boruto anime is stalled. I
Yeah.
think there are a lot of people online that, and I think Dragon Ball follows this same thing. I think a lot of people online made, got a lot of clout from, and made like careers off of
Those series.
Naruto
Absolutely.
predictions.
Hmm.
And I'm really intrigued to see what happens when
They
people
have
that
the
have been doing this
transition.
with, when people that have been doing this with One Piece for a long ass time, like Grand Line review.
Hmm.
What else are you going to review? The
Oh, don't
Grand
worry. He
Line?
does Hunter x Hunter. That can never fail
Yeah, I mean he'll get a chapter every year then, huh?
him.
So he's guaranteed one video a year.
Yeah.
But
No, that's a good talking
no,
point, though.
no,
I know we don't
I
have the
th
time for it today, but that is legitimately because it's in sports too, where there's a
yeah,
lot of people who have gotten a lot of fame off being either a super LeBron fanboy or a super LeBron hater. And because LeBron's
yeah,
played in the NBA since 2003, some of these guys, since they were 22, 23 breaking into the scene, they're in their 40s and that's their shtick. Like Skip Bayless, that's been his shtick for 20 plus years.
yeah.
And it's like, now he's closer to retirement. He's made enough money. He's probably, it's not going to affect him a lot. But some of these guys are in their 30s, 40s, and it's like, bro, you still got to talk about shit for another 20, 30 years potentially. And LeBron ain't here for maybe but another year. So
I
it's
think
like,
it's like it's that double-edged sword, right? Where it's like you go, hey, I know that hating on someone gets me views.
mhm.
It's super easy. And like, what if there's nothing to hate on? Like, at the end of the day, what are we hating on LeBron for?
Dumb shit.
Like, oh, he shot 20 instead of 30 in a game.
Mhm.
I don't even know if that's a lot, but like, you know what I mean? Like, are we really gonna,
Now
like, really? Like,
LeBron's talking
really?
points are all it's just him and Michael Jordan. It's like, well, who's the best? And it's like, well, Michael stopped playing 20 years ago, so he can't change his resume. LeBron can change his resume, and depending on how you feel about him, you could say, oh, well, he lost this game, so that makes him worse. It's like, okay, but what if he wins the next game? Or like, like Jordan's legacy is just done. Like your boy's retired, hasn't played in 20 years. It's like, we know who
Yeah.
he is. And LeBron will get some of that love post retiring, but he's almost like punished for at least critics and super haters. He's almost punished for continuing to play, even though no one's ever been this good at basketball at this stage of their career as LeBron has been.
But like,
Like
that's the
it's
thing
insane.
too, right? Like, so even if you're a LeBron lover, which is just you being like a realist, right? Like,
Hmm.
he's an amazing player.
Hmm.
Like, no one's gonna deny that. And the
Thousand
people that
percent.
do are looking for this clout. I don't know. Like, it's this whole thing of like, I used to watch like a bunch of movie review stuff and
Hmm.
anime reviews and TV show stuff and all that. And it's just like it just turned into people just like shitting on it.
Hmm.
I don't like this because it's just boring. It's just dumb. It's just this. And I'm like, how fucking dull. Like, and then you foster an audience that just kind of like
Likes to shit
is
post and hate with you.
just shit posts and then they have zero reading comprehension and then they go like, this chapter of One Piece, chapter 1 11 15 is so boring. And you're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like we're
It's
talking, this is like some of the most interesting things in one. Oh, not enough fights. Couldn't really understand it. And then you go to a JJK chapter and those same guys are like, oh, I just don't understand what's going on. It's all fighting.
hmm.
And you're like, I don't like what
There's
is
no
wrong?
winning.
Yeah, like you're just kind of boring, I think.
No, that's why it's genuinely a thing of like, yes, we obviously talk more One Piece than anything on this show, but it's also why I've been trying to do it more. You do it a little bit more naturally. Jake's probably the most diverse in terms of reading so many different things that come out of Shonen. Is once One Piece is over, not saying it won't get brought back into conversation, because we've had it for over 20 plus years, so it's like it's kind of hard to totally kick it out of our discussion. But it's very easy to move on from. Like, I'm a diehard Dragon Ball fanboy. And it's like Dragon Ball gets some talks in generic meanings, but like we don't sit there and have full segments dedicated to Dragon Ball, because it is not a providing new content. It's like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, what if we just talked, like, you can only have so many conversations about like going Super Saiyan. It's like, bro, it's been over for Super's
Yeah.
now been over for 7+ years. There's been some new manga content, but not stuff I'm supremely interested in, nor really feel like having discussion on. So it's like, yo, Dragon Ball the topic today. And One Piece will
Yeah.
eventually get there. Um, and having other stories and stuff to talk about, it's huge, because yeah, if you're a one trick pony, cool, it works for the duration of all that one trick is popular, and it creates its media, its own clicks. But at some point, even something as big as One Piece we will be here at a time where it's like, in a time in our lives where it's like, yo, One Piece has been over for 10 years, One Piece has been over for 20 years, One Piece has been over for 30 years, and it'll always be there. But that's what it is. It's like, I use Harry Potter a lot. But it's like, Harry Potter, you can't take away its place in history, but it's like this series has been done for what, 15 years now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you want to reference it as a literally just a reference point, fine. But like, that series had its time. It's now time for new stuff. And if you're still
Yeah.
recycling it, like, on your own time, do what the fuck you want. Like, I still watch a bunch of shit from the 90s and earlier, and it's like, but I do that on my own time, and I kind of do that as a just for me thing. I try not to. I bet I used to be worse at it, but I try not to bring that here, because it's like, just because just because I'm willing to, or you're willing to watch us particular video 1,000 times, don't mean it's for everybody.